The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
It's Thursday. That's a live look at the Ford Center. What do we call that again? Outside of Totino Championship Plaza. Today's high, 56 degrees. Low, 52 degrees. Snowmageddon is on the way. Our captain, who normally sits in this seat, Shannon Gross, says he has the Mexican flu. Don't know quite what that is.
We don't need the details.
But we'll get the details about that later. But this is Nate Newton. We got I'm drawing a blank today.
Yes, you are.
I'm drawing a strong blank today. That's one pump because two pumps get you fine.
Right.
No food.
I know, right? I'm almost off. I'm getting to the finish line. In the back, keep us live and local. It's Chris Beam sitting in my seat. We have a young, up and coming star.
Wow, how kind.
And he's going to get us all set for the breaking news that we have. We got the young Tommy Yaris. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. Wingstop is here. And the news is here. The wait is finally over. The Cowboys, after they've casted their wide net interview after interview after interview, they have come to a conclusion. There are terms that are being put in place right now for the Dallas Cowboys to hire their next defensive coordinator. Former Philadelphia Eagles passing game coordinator Christian Parker will be the Cowboys, barring any crazy thing that happens, will be the Cowboys' next defensive coordinator. And for that, we're going to go to Tommy Yaris first. So Tommy can give the fans, give us, give everyone listening just a kind of a background on who is Christian Parker, what is his philosophy, his systems, the Cowboys liked him, and just all of who is he a disciple of, all of the things that encompass who Christian Parker is, the Dallas Cowboys' new defensive coordinator.
Because like Wingstop, he's here.
Well, thank you, guys. I'm happy to be here. I can't do it as well as y'all did. But no, Christian Parker, 34 years old. He's only been in the NFL for 7 years. He started,
1 year older than Dak.
He started back, that's true. He started back in 2019 as a defensive quality control coach for the Packers. That evolved into him becoming the defensive backs coach with the Broncos in 2021. That was the year they drafted Patrick Surtain in the first round. By year 2, Patrick Surtain was an all-pro, working with Christian Parker as his defensive backs coach. And then obviously we've seen what's happened with Patrick Surtain since he's been one of, if not the best corners in the NFL. And then he joined the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024, the year they went to the Super Bowl. He's the passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach. That's the role he's held for the last 2 years. And same thing. That's the year that they draft Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean on day 1 and day 2. Both of them all pros this past year in 2025. So of all the candidates that the Cowboys interviewed, there were 9 total, and then they were rejected for one of them. He has, I think, the strongest developmental track record in terms of within 2 years, these young corners, yes, they were drafted high, and that's certainly something you have to think about with this, but they're all pro players.
Yeah.
And you think about the Cowboys in their current situation right now, you've got Savone Revel, a corner that they really like, but he needs to get healthy. Can he get developed and get his confidence back and be what a lot of people thought he was at East Carolina, which was a first-round pick, maybe the best corner in his class? You've got Deron Bland, who, again, is also battling injuries, but if he gets healthy, we've seen what he can do when he's playing on the outside, and he breaks the record for most pick sixes in a season. And you also think about the Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. So do you think that they're enticed now to go and get a corner or go and get a safety with one of those picks, given how good this guy is with taking those early round talents and developing them into all-pro caliber players? I think they're going to have a lot of options, but I think that Christian Parker has got a solid resume for himself. He had a very good interview with them on Wednesday, and obviously they're moving quickly to try and get him in the building now.
All right, Nate, we were in the back talking about, when you walked in the back, I said, they found their guy. And you looked at me and you said, hey, I got very few qualifications for this guy. And you said what you wanted to see from Christian Parker that would kind of put you in the mind frame and in the mood of, okay, I can get with this dude. I can rally behind him and follow him. What were those things that you told me?
And it's simple. And a lot of people think this is easy. But here at the Cowboys, it don't work that way. Will we have a full contingency of players, potential players, on defense from OTAs through training camp, full 99.9% participation? Will these guys play during the preseason? Because if we don't have that from this guy, and he's asking that, because I know they do it a lot up in Philadelphia, but this ain't Philadelphia. So will he bring this down here, this developmental from the Broncos through to Philadelphia to here? Will he be allowed to do these type things? That's just, it sounds so simple. You know, hey, yeah, man, new system, new this, new that, new players. We're going to get to know each other. But will they get to know this guy? And I'm asking Tommy. You know about this guy. We brought you in. You the special agent. You went behind closed doors and found. Is this guy that type of guy? What is his demeanor? Is he an easygoing guy? I know he can connect with young players. We see that with the last few group of DBs that way.
Yeah, I think he has high marks for that, for getting along with his players and for explaining his concepts in ways that are easier for them to understand. It seems like he has a clear way of what he wants to do. I saw an article that said he's kind of Philadelphia's secret weapon and just kind of a nerd in terms of football and making sure that his scheme is communicated. Now, he's never been a defensive coordinator before.
Yes.
So in terms of, okay, what does he look like as a defensive play caller? We don't know. We won't know until this upcoming year. But when it comes to his football IQ, he's got high marks for how smart he is in terms of the defense and the positions that he specializes in, especially in the secondary. And over the last 2 years, he gets to learn from one of the best in the business, in Vic Fangio, the Eagles' defensive coordinator. So
I was wondering how much that played a part maybe in this decision. Was he's in that Fangio tree?
Yeah, and Fangio's tree has been extensive. There have been plenty of guys that have come from that have found success. And Parker is a guy who has high marks around the league. He's gotten good reviews from everywhere that he's been. And
Denver?
Denver, yes.
Yeah, who he was under in Denver?
That would have been Vance Joseph.
It was Fangio, and then Joseph came after Fangio.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to say is these two dog coordinators, these two guys demand that you get out and do what you have to do. I've heard these young defensive tackles talk about Fangio, Vic.
Vic Fangio. Vic
Fangio, yes, sir.
Vic.
I've heard we practice hard. We get it done. Will we allow this man, Mr. Parker, 34-year-old prodigy, genius up out of nowhere, evidently have played Madden all his life. This is real dog time now. And I'm asking you once again, Mr. Tommy, what is going to happen here?
Well, I don't think he's been playing Madden. He helped the Eagles get to a Super Bowl, and he helped turn these young corners. And again, yes, they are first-round picks, right? They're supposed to be your best players. They're supposed to be these Pro Bowl, All-Pro kind of players. But how many times have we seen corners being taken in the first round, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Right? So there still is a coaching element to this, and you still have to do the job of making them good players.
Helping them be good players.
Right. Christian Parker has made these guys good players, and he has made these secondaries better. I mean, when you think about if you were to just think about the league, you don't know who Christian Parker is, but you think about who are some of the teams that have the better secondaries in the NFL. Denver and Philadelphia are going to come to mind in terms of recent history. And I think he's a part of that. Is it just him? No, but it's a part of the equation, certainly.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good starting point. But one of the why are you pulling my
I mean, that looks good. No, you got well, you tight, man. You did that. Where did you get that fixed, man?
do that, man.
What did you fix out? I mean,
You just messed up my whole train of thought, man. You messed up my whole entire train of thought.
okay, I'm sorry.
Part of when we were looking at all of these candidates, the main thing, because I know what Shadi said at the podium, right? He kept talking about wanting a teacher. And that kind of, once he said that, then now all the content creators were talking about teacher. And Nate made a great point a couple of weeks ago, and he said, Whoop-de-damn-do. No duh. If you coach at any point in time, at any position in the league, you got to be able to teach, right? Like, that's what you want. Now, does everybody do it the same? No. And for me, the biggest thing was development, because I know that he was a passing game coordinator and a defensive back coach. But now I need to develop everything. You're now in charge of everything. It ain't just the secondary anymore. You got linebackers. You're now, you preside over. You have defensive line that you have to preside over. Rush ends you got to preside over. So my thing has always been, because a part of where the Cowboys have lacked, in my opinion, has been the development part. Is, yes, Patrick Surtain was going to be fine. In my opinion, whoever coached him, right? He come from pedigree. He was a high first round, top 10 pick. The percentages of Patrick Surtain not being good were slim, right? Now, yes, you want somebody to kind of usher him into that thing, but, we wanted Patrick Surtain. So screw you, Coach Parker, for taking Patrick Surtain away from us early on. We wanted to draft him in. We wanted him to fall to 12. We wanted J.C. Horn to fall to 12. But then the same thing with Mitchell and what's the other called? DeGene. Right? These are guys who are expected to do so.
Sure.
But will you be able to give me depth? Will you be able to give me something from the front end to the back end that we have a strong foundation on? Right? Because that's been our problem. We've always been top heavy. We'll always have some guys that are, name brand, and then after that, if they happen to go down or a team finds a way to scheme up them to take them out of the game, we're cooked.
Yep.
Nobody else can show up. Nobody else finds a way to do anything on a productive level, and it's been that way for 10 plus years. And so I've always been interested in, what are these guys going to be in the developmental department?
Amen.
Are they going to be, and the question is still unanswered, and we'll have time, but I'm interested to see. That's what I will be keeping my eye on this offseason, is what players are we bringing in, because
starting with free agency.
When he had a good defense in with the Broncos and with Philadelphia, yeah, it's really good. It's really easy for Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell to be all pros when you got those monsters up front collapsing that pocket and making the quarterback's life a living hell.
No doubt.
Right? Like that makes life a ton easier to cover when quarterbacks don't have all day to sit back there and do things. And that's the part that we have to see, begin to develop. But this is a player-driven league. This is a player-driven league, man. You ain't never found a great coach that wasn't linked to a great player. Sorry. You know what I mean? Bill Parcells. Okay, cool. You had that maniac number 56 running around there for you. You know what I mean? Like you named the coach, I can almost guarantee you that there was a gold level jacket wearing dude or dudes around him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the part that I want to see now. I want to see, will Jerry and company in the front office, will that tight pocketbook that they got, that tight purse, that wallet that's hey bro, come on now.
Players, yeah.
Well, you make a great point, because you talk about the player side. I wonder about, okay, what does the rest of this defensive coaching staff look like?
Yeah.
How much of it is going to be holdovers from this past staff, and how much of it is going to be an influx of what Christian Parker is looking for, or maybe whoever else it may be? But absolutely, I've always been of the opinion that your secondary gets so much better when you have a pass rush.
Yeah.
You can get away with maybe not being all that great, whether it be talent-wise or schematically in the secondary, if you get home on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Dallas did not get home on the quarterback at all last year. And so it didn't matter if they had Darrelle Revis and Deion Sanders. Okay, maybe that makes a difference. But you can have those high-level guys, but if you're not getting home on the quarterback, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So, yes, Christian, that's my biggest question for Christian Parker is, what does the front seven look like? Like, are your linebackers going to take a step forward? Is that another area you target in the draft? Can you get after the quarterback so that his job becomes easier?
Yeah.
Because he's shown in his career that he can develop corners and he can develop a good secondary. Can they get home on the quarterback to make his job easier?
Can he do, as a coach, though, to me that sounds like player-driven. You need guys who can get home to the quarterback.
Sure.
As a coach, how can he change that?
Well, I think that's going to be the interesting part about what we learn about this guy, right? All he's done his entire career is defensive backs. So what does that look like in the front seven? Is he going to find somebody on his staff that says, hey, I trust you to give you autonomy with this, or I'll check in on you once in a while, but for the most part, it's on you to develop these guys and get after the quarterback. Now, I would expect he has some hand in it, and not for it to be just, all right, you got it. You handle the pass rush. You handle the defensive line. But that's going to be something that we're going to have to learn about him and see what it looks like in terms of that. But that's where you can kind of check back with the Fangio tree. And, okay, what does Vic do that he might be able to take from and pull from in terms of what he'll do in his first defensive coordinator gig? There's a really good thread out there from our friend Bobby Belt, who put together a bunch of articles and video clips of Christian Parker over the year. And one of the things that I found.
Right. Hold that thought.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to tease that thread. So when we come back from our first break, we're going to have Tommy go through a thread. We're going to have Tommy go through a thread of things.
And I'm going to thread him out too. Yeah, I got something out for him.
There's a couple things. We're gonna have Tommy go through a thread of some of the qualities and characteristics of our new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker. And I also want to have the question, 34 years old. This is the Dallas Cowboys. This is different than any other place that he's ever coached in his life. Will the youthfulness in Christian Parker kind of be a little bit of an issue to being in this new environment of being a Dallas Cowboys coach and the pressure that's now coming along with that being defensive coordinator? All right, stay right here with us. We'll come right back and we'll discuss all of those things on Hanging with the Boys.
We're going to thread you.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
At Batteries Plus, we don't just sell batteries, we recycle them too. So don't toss your old ones. They're packed with critical materials we can reuse. Come in and recycle old lithium batteries found in your power tools, power banks, wearables, and small electronics. You'll score a chance to win Cowboys tickets, a VIP experience, and more. Join America's team and recycle with Batteries Plus, the official battery recycling partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
How about them Cowboys? And how about them Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls? Keep your game day celebrations going with real eggs, potatoes, cheese, and our savory Jimmy Dean sausage. And with 22 grams of protein per serving, you'll have enough energy to power you from early morning to the final whistle. The no-hassle, ready-in-minutes prep makes it easy. Just heat, eat, and cheer on those Cowboys. Get yours today. Jimmy Dean brand is proud to be the official protein of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Thursday off-season edition. We have some breaking news that we went through in the first segment. We'll get more into that. Remember that this segment is brought to you by Blockchain. Blockchain. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Way to go. Way to go.
Sir.
Unless you've been living under a cowboy rock, breaking news has happened right before our show began. The Cowboys have casted their wide net. They have caught the fish that they have wanted. They are hiring former Philadelphia Eagles passing game coordinator and defensive back coach Christian Parker as their new defensive coordinator. And we went through what we thought about it, our ideas, and we have in young Tommy Yarish, who has written many things about this entire search. 9 candidates that they've reached out to bring in for interviews. They have zoned in and honed in on this one. And right before the break, you were going into it, Tommy, that our good friend Bobby Belt had put together a thread of just articles and interviews and videos of Christian Parker speaking about his philosophies, his teaching, all of those things. So run us through some of those things that you saw in that.
Right. And if you want to go check it out, I just reposted it on Twitter as well. And Bobby Belt TX is his handle if you want to go check it out from January 14th.
On Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter.
You ain't got your...
You haven't followed me back yet, by the way, on Twitter, Nate.
Wow.
I'm kind of mad at you.
Wow.
No, you're not.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I thought it was.
You haven't either. You
I thought it
can't
changed.
You
to
can't say
X.
wow either.
I don't follow you back either?
No.
Wow.
So it's on Facebook. It's
Both of y'all
on
some haters.
Facebook
Wow.
or X.
Both, hey, it's X. Sorry.
X.
Oh,
X.
Both of y'all some haters.
y'all-
Let me follow Tommy. I didn't know I didn't follow you.
So
Tommy.
this is it's a thread. There's a couple of videos and some articles that have been written on Christian Parker over the years, dating back to when he was 29 in Denver. The first one was from Denver days, talking about authenticity. Parker was quoted saying, "Players can sense if you're trying to be something you're not, or trying to get past a lack of preparation. You can't keep that act up for long." So clearly, he's being genuine with his players, and I think that's backed up by. We've got this about note-taking. Parker keeps extensive digital notebooks, logging daily observations and organizing them by topics so that when future opportunities arose, he could reference his own experiences instead of relying on memory alone. And then you talked about teaching, Jesse. Talking about teaching, Parker began asking each player about their personal baseline process and then structured meetings to complement, not override, that approach. His goal became consistency in what the group emphasized. And in terms of being adaptable to different coaching styles and kind of not one size fits all, he described his coaching philosophy as coach and treat everyone fairly, but not the same. Some thrive on being challenged publicly in meetings, while others respond better to one-on-one correction. So it sounds like you're getting a guy who's going to build good relationships with his players, kind of like what Brian Schottenheimer outlined he was looking for, and he's going to get a knack of what they excel at and how they learn, because we all learn differently, right? You might be a visual learner, you might be a written learner, whatever it is. I just couldn't learn at all. But figuring out what that is. All right, come on. Look at us. I think figuring that out and understanding that, especially with today's era of players where a lot of guys are younger, the game has changed at the college level so much, and even the pro level, that everybody has a knack for how they understand scheme and how they understand what their assignment is. And the last one, in terms of his meetings, was his meetings resemble the Socratic-style classrooms he enjoyed as a political science major. Players are frequently asked to explain concepts, challenge ideas, or defend adjustments. Nobody is allowed to sit quietly and coast.
Yeah, it is. I like that last part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know about you guys, but when I was in school and we did Socratic seminars, is what they were called. It was always super uncomfortable because I don't know, I just didn't like speaking up. But you want your players to be uncomfortable, right? And you want them to be able to speak up and defend. Okay, hey coach, I don't think we should be doing this, or hey coach, maybe we should be doing this. So those are, again, we'll see if that continues to be the case here in Dallas, but sounds like he's off to a good start.
And see, I like that part. A lot of times we do. Sometimes here on this show, we go back on the experiences that we've had and the things that we've been able to garner over the years. And when I hear that, it immediately takes me back to being in New England. And that was like a Bill Belichick also philosophy, where he could see you in the lunchroom and he'll go, Jesse, tell me who the backup cornerback is on the team we're playing this weekend. You better have an answer. Like, you better have an answer. Like, you like, what do they like to run? We went through it last week. We went through it earlier in the week. What do they like to run on third down? What coverage? You're sitting there trying to get you a sloppy Joe sandwich. You know what I mean? He'll catch you in the hallway. You're coming out of the sauna, and you go into it. You never sat comfortably in a meeting because you never knew when a question was going to be thrown your way. You never knew when you were going to be asked to answer a question from Bill Belichick, from Josh McDaniels or one of your coaches. And that was kind of, that rang through the building. So it made you, even when you didn't want to study, it made you go and study because you're like, boy, I would hate to be that guy in that meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he asked me a question, I don't have the answer, because that ultimately would be a deal breaker in whether you played or not.
Because, man, I'm telling you, we tested, man. And I wasn't the best at it, but to be uncomfortable, but for that coach to know that you've got what he's tried to give you all week.
Yeah.
You know, and I never failed because I could always tell you what I needed to do. So you never gonna really fail, but it's even more if you know what the rest of the guys gonna do.
And you have Steph Nasty next to you, too.
Oh, bro, come on, man. I got this number on dial, speed dial, right on step. What we doing? But that is the issue that this last coach failed on. Is guys getting in games, not knowing what to do. And everything that Mr. Tommy just said points to all of that. So we should not go in. Now, you're going to have mistakes in every game.
Right.
So, but we should not have these 4 and 5 and 6 because this coach is that guy. You know, this coach is supposed to be that guy.
And one thing I'll be looking for, because there is a difference. It's like you have somebody who can cook, right?
Excuse me.
But it's a difference between someone being able to cook and then someone being able to cater.
Yes, it is a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
The bar.
It's a difference between me making a meal for me, Tommy, Nate, and Kurt, and then now I have to go and make a meal for 200 people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when you're a DB coach, that room is very small, 7, 8 guys. So I have the time, energy, and effort to segment things. I can be more detailed with certain things because my group isn't as large. Again, I'm only responsible for this group. And I can get to know this group better. It's now I have to extrapolate that to 40 guys, right? Like, 45 guys, if you want to add the practice squads guys in there. Now I have to be able to, I got to know 45 different learning personalities. I got to learn 45 different personal personalities. I got to learn 45 different temperaments. I got to learn 45 different everything, right? And so that's one of the things that I'm looking for and saying, okay, all this stuff now has to be, and that is, I guess that's the gift and the curse of hiring an up-and-coming, a younger guy, is they're learning on the job too, right? The gift is that they're young, they're energetic, they have new ideas, fresh ideas. They most likely relate to your players and the culture of those guys. And sometimes the curse could be you don't have experience being over the entire group. And the one thing that I will always say, I've been in 3 different organizations. I've been with the Bengals, the Cowboys, and the Patriots. There's nothing like the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to the coverage, when it comes to and for Christian Parker, boy, you talking about not shoes that you have to fill, but expectations now that you have to fill, coming off one of the worst defenses in NFL history, the worst defense in Cowboy history. And now they go, here you go, young fella. You have to turn this around. Because I don't know about y'all, that's what all eyes will be on every time that every time we are looking at what are they doing on the defense.
But a way of simplifying that, and I'm gonna beat this hard, man. This horse. I'm gonna beat this horse. Yeah, I'm gonna beat this horse. I'm gonna beat it, man. You will have to. Y'all all right? Y'all okay?
We're fine. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Will have to, as a defensive coordinator, have a message that every position coach can put out there.
Yeah.
and you cannot back up off of your mantra, your what you believe in. You will have to be there and believe in what you're saying and putting these things in place. For that first year, it can't be, hey, this is what Tommy think, or this is what Jesse think, or this is what Kurt think. No, this is what we think, and this is coming from the coordinator. Because once you have that leakage of, I really don't. See, that's what ran Zim out of here. That's what ran Zim out of here. Too many voices. It's got to be one voice. When Coach Schottenheimer leaves out of this and, hey, this is y'all new defensive coordinator. Hey, Coach, break off, talk to your group. Let them know. Everybody got to be of one accord, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be of one accord.
I have a question. The talk now of he's got to go from his secondary to running the whole squad. And maybe you explain this to me. I don't. As a passing game coordinator, is he had some experience? I mean, I don't know for sure. How as a passing game coordinator, is he just handling certain aspects still, just the secondary, or is there some involvement in far as here's how we're going to rush, or here's what the linebacker?
Well, with Coach Johnson, and I don't know how the guys you dealt with, but you always had opportunity to speak. You know, he'll put his coaches on blast. Hey, coach, get up and explain this. And he'll let you explain to the whole team, not just the defense. You know, and he'll do that on a Wednesday when we get back, or he'll do it on a Monday evening where you get a chance to address the whole team. You know, not and put in just a small smidget of the game plan.
Yeah.
So that don't mean that you great when you have to do it for hours on at a time, but at least they practice it.
So as a passing game coordinator, is he just kind of helping set up whatever schemes and stuff that is then going to be handed, the coverages that are going to be handed to
that goes against the team that you're playing.
The defensive, the defensive coordinator. Then when we're late, or is he the one that's out there kind of trying to lead it and saying, "Here, is our passing attack. Here's what we're doing."
I think it's different everywhere, but for the most part, it's secondary focused.
Right.
It's not okay on third down. I want these guys blitzing. I don't think it's as much as that. As like, okay, on third down, we're going to play, with our heels at the line to gain, or we're going to play press man. More of that side of things.
And it's more of the breakdown. It's all right. We're playing the Giants. All right, as a passing game coordinator, I'm giving you everything that they do in the passing game. So I'm giving you coverages, first down coverages, second down coverages, third and long.
The other team.
I'm scouting the other team, right? So I'm breaking down, what they do as far as their pass game, and I'm setting our defense. I'm giving you what we should be doing in the secondary and how we cover it.
Then the defensive coordinator takes that
and then puts that in his game plan.
What the front lines are doing.
So with the run game and all that other kind of stuff, and that's how you formulate a plan that goes into that week of, all right, we're going to spend more time doing base defense or nickel. We're going to spend more time in dime. And then now when the defense coordinator go, all right, boy, it's going to be a heavy dime week. And now Christian goes back and he goes, all right, here we go, secondary. These are the looks that we're going to get. You're playing there. You're playing there. So I don't know. Let's take our last break.
Okay.
When we come back from that, we'll continue this conversation of the new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker. The Cowboys have honed in on him and will be hiring him as their new defensive coordinator. And on top of that, got 2 first-round picks. How will the draft now look that we now have the guy in charge? Looking at some of his history, some of the players that he's brought in, he's coached, and how can we mimic some of that in this upcoming draft? Stay right here with us. It's Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on our Thursday slot, the off-season edition. And boy, the one thing I love about being covering the Cowboys is always news. We are never without news. And the breaking news today, if you're just joining us, the Cowboys have hired their defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, former Denver Bronco, former Green Bay Packer, and most recently, former passing game coordinator and DB's coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He will now don the star. I might do a tweet search. Oh, Mr. Parker, him being over there with those Philadelphia Eagles. He might have said something about the Cowboys back in the day. We might have put. Nah, I'm just playing. But that is the new hire, 34 years old. His coaching styles, his teaching styles, his ability to develop some young talent in this league, all will be necessary. All will be necessary for the Cowboys as they had the worst defense in Cowboy history this past season, coming off
111 points.
Yeah, coming off the heels of Eberflus being in charge. And Tommy, you said something in the break. You and Chris Beam said, "Hey, this guy's got the easiest job in the world.
He has the best job in the world.
There's only one way for this to go.
Worse.
The only one way for this to go is up."
It literally cannot get any worse. So does that mean he's guaranteed 2 years? No, nobody ever is. But man, it would be really bad if they were just
let me
as
tell
bad
you.
next year.
And so the Cowboys right now, they find themselves. You have your head coach and your offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer. You now have your defensive coordinator, Christian Parker. And you are sitting at number 12 and number 20 in this year's NFL draft. We know the history of Parker being the DB's coach, and that's probably going to be an emphasis that he is banging the table for when he's talking to Will McClay and everybody in that scouting department about what he wants. But how can the Cowboys, now that they have their guy, what should their draft kind of look like? Does this shift the order of how things go, Nate?
No, just let me get that a little bit.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Let me remember this, people. Just like any passing coordinator, the first person he go talk to is offensive line. You can't run certain routes without certain protections. You can't do certain coverages without certain pass rush responsibilities. So he will have to be in step lock with his defensive line coach, because you just don't want to be willy-nilly, because sometimes what if they want to do a zone blitz? Like right there. He's always going to be talking to the linebackers. But now you're going to have to involve more often than not, and he's probably already did that with Mr. Fangio up there, is you got to be in step lock with your defensive line coach, because your front end got to be definitely lined up with your back end. So that's just to answer that.
Yeah.
And to go into what Jesse's talking about, it all starts with free agent foot.
Okay.
It all if we wait 4 weeks in or 3 weeks in saying, "Hey, this the man," we going to be doing it wrong. This is what has to change. Jesse, you've always been on it. You didn't talk about it enough, and I'm going at it, man. If we don't do anything in free agency, I mean, get some real players in free agency, not practice squad guys, not guys that somebody don't want on their roster. I'm talking about some of these front end guys. And if we don't do that, you got too many holes to fill. If you don't do free agency, at least 3 or 4 good, solid individuals.
Starters.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
We putting this new coach behind the 8 ball. So if we do see somebody in the draft defensively that we may want to move up and get, we'll have that option.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, moving up I think would be difficult only because you don't have a day 2 pick. And that would probably be what you need to throw in there to move up, unless you wanted to package both of your first-round picks.
No, sir.
Move really high up. The only guy that I've watched so far in these draft prospects that I would even think about doing that for is Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. And I know you hear safety and you think, oh, safety.
No, we don't.
Top 10?
Not in here.
Well,
not in this room.
I think this guy's a little different. I think he is taking command of that Ohio State defense, one of the smartest players. Every time he's on the field, he's the smartest player on the field. And he makes plays all over the place, in the box, in coverage. He's going to be one of the best safety prospects that we've seen in a while. But to your point, yes, it is something where you're probably not going to move up. Downs will probably not be there. But I will give you guys this. Cooper DeJean was just quoted about him, about Christian Parker, I should say. And he said, I can say a lot of things about what he's meant to me and Quinyon Mitchell, too. We've had a routine of we go meet with him 2 or 3 times a week to go over the team we're playing or to go over different looks. I don't think I'd be the player I am or have the success that I've had without him. He's poured a lot into me and Quinyon, too, ever since we got here. I appreciate him for that. Not everyone notices him, and I don't think he gets the recognition that I think he should.
He will here.
I think the thing that what stood out to me the most about that quote was Quinyon Mitchell and I went to. That's what stands out to me the most. Will we have the guys in here? I've said this multiple times on our show, is when I hear we don't understand, we're confused, that tells me all I need to know. That tells me that I have a bunch of players who are not studying. That means I have a bunch of players when practice is over and meetings are over, they bolt out of here. When you have guys like you just read and said, we go meet with him 2 to 3 times a week, that means that ain't during meetings. That's either coming in early before or staying late after. That's the level of commitment of the type of players that the Cowboys need to be looking to bring in. And I hope that now that Christian Parker is here, he can identify some of those guys. Because that's what it takes. The good ones go, I need to know what it is you want from me. So much so that you and I are finishing each other's sentences. It's like a marriage. And so when I hear that we go and meet with him 2 or 3 times a week, that's initiative. That's the professionalism that we're looking for from players. I can almost guarantee you it hasn't been that way in the past here defensively. That outside of your required meeting time, when it was over, brake lights. That's what y'all you were seeing. Pew, 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 pew. Tollway race. Out of here. It wasn't guys that was sticking around. Like, I had the fortune, and you'll probably say the same, I had the fortune of playing with some guys like that. Defensively, you can walk in here, you can walk in, and I was in Valley Ranch. You can walk in Valley Ranch just about any time of the day or night. You walk into one of the meeting rooms, the linebacker meeting room, number 50 was in there. Sean Lee was in there. And if nobody was in the building, he was in a big meeting room to get the bigger screen. You walk in there, you look, you open the door. Hey, what's up, y'all? He in there with the clicker. You know what I mean? Like there were guys who were like that, who would sit in those meeting rooms and would have the game plan down to a T. Because I always said this about communication. If I am an expert in something and I am in a group project, I'm not silent. When I hear teams saying that, oh, we're confused, the communication is off, that tells me the people who are in this group project don't know what's going on, so nobody's talking. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. if I'm in a room with all these people and the conversation that comes up about something that I know about, I ain't keeping quiet.
What's that big word he used when you said he said about what type of meetings does he have? You know, it's way back. You probably don't even remember.
Socratic meetings?
Yeah. So, I mean, not secret meetings.
You never had
Cowboys, not secret.
You never had a Socratic seminar?
Bro, I probably had 1,000 of them and didn't pay attention.
Don't know what he didn't know he was even in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He wasn't in it. He just know he wasn't in it.
I had step. But,
yeah. What are we? Socratic? Nah, I don't. My sciatic is fine. My sciatic nerve is fine.
I can sit down alone.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with my sciatic.
Yeah.
Why I gotta meet about that?
I like that. But Tommy, believe me, bro. You need to hang with the boys a little bit longer, man.
I love this show, man.
I love coming real in here, man.
I love coming with you guys.
Get real in here.
To your point of, okay, do the Cowboys have players that are going to have that hunger of, I want to meet with Coach and I want to ask Coach questions? I'll give you one of them because we heard all the time.
Mario
guy. I want to talk about corner position, but yes, DeMarvin, I know for sure. We heard all the time while this guy was rehabbing, like, he will not stop asking questions to these coaches. Just nonstop asking questions, and he's itching to get back on the field. This is Savon Revel. Like, this kid is hungry to be a good player in the NFL, and he would just consistently ask Andre Curtis and David Overstreet, the safeties and defensive backs coach, all the time, hey, what about this? Am I supposed to be here? And just trying to understand what it is that he needs to do when he got onto the field. He had an up and down rookie season. It wasn't a great rookie year, but he's that kind of player that you will see in that meeting room with the clicker or meeting with coach however many times a week it is. Obviously, things will change now that he's a defensive coordinator, not just a secondaries coach. But he's going to be one of those guys that's going to make sure he's in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, we need 11 of them.
The thing,
we need at least 11 of them.
That would be ideal.
We need 7.
That'd be ideal.
We need 7.
The thing is this right here. This coach fits everything that we've talked about: development, being there, all about the players. Jesse, I'm gonna repeat what you just said. Is we got 25 Savon Revels? Is we got 25 Overshones? You know, are we gonna try to reinvent guys that we know can't play? That's a big question for me because, you know, y'all rarely ever heard me say anything bad about a player, but there's some guys need to lead this building. Mm-hmm. I don't care who they bring in. There's some guys need to lead this building, and when OTAs come up, you know, we should be like, man, we ain't got enough players out there because we done got rid of a lot of guys, bro.
Yeah,
and I just believe that.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for our show today. Kurt, we didn't get to none of the questions.
No,
we'll save them for next week.
Yeah, it was late breaking news.
Yeah, we had breaking news that happened right before the show. We always appreciate your hard work that you put in to keep this thing online as much as you possibly can. But Nate, appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Come on, Tommy. Come on, baby. We reach.
There we go.
Man. Come on now.
All right, we'll get that medical report on Shannon and see what that Mexican flu is.
Oh, Jesus,
Shannon, I hope you're feeling better, man. But for Tommy, for Kurt, for Nate, for Chris Beam,
you didn't break out, did you, Shannon?
Yeah, he put his face somewhere he belonged in Mexico.
Too many cervezas.
Yeah. I'm your boy Salt and Pepper Poppy.
Too many what? Some faces. What you said?
Oh my God.
That too.
This is Hanging with the Boys. We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!